So, decalcifying the pineal gland or cleaning the pineal gland. How do you do it? What's involved when we're talking about this? And really, what is the pineal? And how do you, activate it? How do you use it? What's up, guys? I want to talk about. I'm actually out here in Lake Tahoe. Beautiful view, gorgeous view. Absolutely just magnificent. And it's so serene and peaceful here. And I thought I'd just take this time to make a video and talk about decalcifying the pineal gland, how to clean it, how to clear it, etc. There's a lot of information on the internet, people talking about this stuff, and I've noticed one thing in particular is that most of these people, and I'm not bashing them, but a lot of these people that talk about the pineal gland or the pineal, pineal, whatever, they don't actually know how to use it or engage it, and I want to touch on that, and as well as how to clean it and clear it and detoxify it, decalcify it, etc. I'm gonna get straight into it. Marijuana. If you smoke marijuana, if you smoke weed, grass, whatever it's called, you're not really doing yourself any favors in this field. When we talk about clearing the pineal gland, first of all, we have to talk about what it actually is, right, and how to use it and how to engage it and what affects it. When we really want to talk about how to go about cleaning it and clearing it. Marijuana, I'll get back to that. Basically, the pineal gland is a physical gland the size of a raisin, on your brainstem and near the center of your head. And the energy field it produces, or the chakra as people call it, that is what allows you to have metaphysical abilities. That energy field is where all the images happen, where all the, your dreams, your imagery, when you astral project, when you see metaphysically, when you see through dimensions, right? Your telepathy happens through the pineal too. And the pineal is, as we see the traditional picture of the pineal gland and the 7 chakras, we see like a little blue kind of circle right here. The color is blue, that's correct. But the actual energy field is actually, it's like a half dome, if you will, like a half circle, and it starts from here, comes out, and it builds up, and then it comes down and it wraps around your face right here, and it actually touches your throat chakra. So the pineal energy field is connected to the throat. That's why you hold on to a piece of like lapis lazuli, for example, the stone lapis, right? The stone that we all know is good for the pineal, and people say that it's also good for the throat chakra. Well, that's because the two are connected. That's why. Pineal is where all the images happen, right? When you go to build your energy up and you power up your energy and you want to astral project somewhere, or let's say you're having vivid dreams when you're sleeping at night, right before you wake up, you wake up with really cool, vivid dreams, etc. And those dreams, those images, they're actually built up right here in the pineal gland energy field, or the chakra, whatever you want to call it. I like the word energy field better because they're energy fields. They're not static. They move, they flow, they change sizes depending on how much you use them, etc. They have different power levels. So that's the pineal gland in a nutshell. And when we talk about seeing metaphysical visions, sometimes people, when they meditate a lot, you have to really calm your mind and relax your mind. And sometimes people that meditate a lot, or relax a lot, and they'll just be sitting there, doing their thing, and all of a sudden they start seeing images. Maybe you see a big face, some eyes, pop up in your vision. Your eyes are closed, granted, right? You're in a dark room, your eyes are closed, and all of a sudden you see these big eyeballs, in your vision, in your field of vision, right in front of you, big, huge, or a big head or a big face. That's usually somebody astral projecting to you. When somebody astral projects to you, you see you usually see their head right there, their face. Back to the pineal gland. Sorry, I had to wait for the helicopter to pass. It was pretty loud, or plane. It's so nice out here. This view is amazing, and this is just one angle. It's like a 360 view of the whole lake, Lake Tahoe, or Tahoe. Marijuana, right? back to the subject, the main premise of this video, which is how to clear it, how to cleanse it. Marijuana, if you smoke marijuana and you do it regularly, right? You do it a lot. And by the way, I am not bashing anybody that smokes weed, marijuana. Like, hey, I was young. I used to smoke a lot too. When I was younger, shoot, I used to smoke a lot. So, I mean, it wasn't a party unless you had a couple ounces of weed on you, right? Like, get your buddies and you start smoking, having a good time. We all go through that phase in our life. But, sorry. In order to really use and utilize your pineal gland, right? If you really want to use your pineal, you need to give that up if you are doing it every day. Because what happens when you smoke is it actually creates a sludge around the metaphysical energy field. When I see it metaphysically, it looks like little blotches of black tar, right? When I use my own pineal to see other people, if I'm talking with somebody in a consultation and I'm looking at their pineal gland and all the energy centers in their head, their crown too. I'll talk about the crown as well, the crown chakra. If I can tell if somebody is a heavy, smoker, or they take other sorts of drugs, it looks different. But you always see this sludge. With marijuana, it's very distinct. You see this sludge that builds up around the pineal energy field, and usually what happens is it kills your ability to see. That's why people that smoke a lot, they don't dream, right? I know this is for myself. When I used to smoke a lot, I'd never had dreams until I quit, and then all of a sudden all the dreams came back in because my imagery came back because the sludge cleared up. Marijuana is an inhibitor. There's a time and a place for it in your life, and when you really, really want to wake up and start seeing stuff for yourself, you kind of have to give that up. That is a big inhibitor. It'll suppress your ability, your metaphysical ability, your pineal gland. It'll suppress your ability to see, and you want to be able to see because that's the whole point, is for you to see for yourself. Sometimes I have to stop the video. Sometimes I have to stop the video because helicopters fly through here. They get pretty close, and it's really loud for the microphone to pick up. So that's why I stop sometimes. Okay, so marijuana, it's an inhibitor, right? It's going to slow you down. It's going to allow you to not see, right? To not have any metaphysical vision, to not be able to power up your pineal gland, to not be able to see metaphysically, to not be able to astral project, to not be able to dream or have any dreams or have any imagery. So, there's a time and a place for this stuff. But as you get older and you really, really, really want to wake up, not just diving in books and reading books and, la-di-da-di-da, love and light, blah, 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 but really waking up and discovering who you are. Just, self-awareness. I've used that word before in a previous video when I spoke about what this is all about, the spiritual and the metaphysical awakening. It's about self-awareness. If you really want to start seeing for yourself, being more aware of yourself, who you are, you need the pineal. You need to be able to see. You need to be able to see other dimensions. And so the marijuana really inhibits that. We spoke of marijuana. Now I want to talk about heavier drugs, heavier stuff like psychedelics, LSD, mushrooms, DMT, all this stuff. Now, marijuana is an inhibitor. It suppresses your abilities, but it doesn't necessarily damage them, right? It just suppresses them. Heavier psychedelics can actually damage your metaphysical abilities and also your pineal gland. Let me elaborate on that. When you take a really heavy psychedelic and you have a really, vivid, crazy kind of experience, you're basically just opening the door to the other side. And, it's like, imagine, if you will, I'm trying to think of an analogy, right? Imagine a fire hose, and only a certain amount of water is supposed to pass through this fire hose. When you take a heavy psychedelic and you really open yourself up, it's like the size of the fire hose stays the same, but you have 20 times the amount of water trying to push through this one small fire hose. Now that's the best analogy I can think of, because what happens is, your filter above your crown to the other side is only so big. and your energy, your the biggest portion of you, the strongest, actually the strongest portion, the smartest, the strongest piece of your spirit is inside this physical body. The rest is floating out, and it's separated by a filter, a second dimensional filter. People talk about the veil thinning, all this stuff. The veil's not thinning. It's just people are getting more aware and awake, so then they're seeing more, so they think the veil is thinning. Well, no, you're just getting stronger. You're just getting more aware and awake. You're using your abilities more, your metaphysical abilities. So that's what that is. So when you take these heavy psychedelics, you force that thing open and you force everything to come in. A spirit, it's like an invitation to the spirit. The spirit sees you, high as hell on whatever you're taking, tripping out, having hallucinogenic trips, and they just come in, and it's like free. It's like open season for them. That's where the whole idea of bad experiences happen, and even sometimes people that have good experiences, it's all information, it's all images and stuff being fed to you by the other side, and it's more than often than not, it's not a good thing, even if it appears good. Now, that's just the whole experience of it. What it actually does to your pineal gland and your energy centers, your chakras, is that if you just do this once or twice in your life, hey, it's fine. I wouldn't worry about it. I'm sure most people have done it once or twice. I have myself. Haven't done any of the super heavy stuff. I have never tried or done LSD or DMT or any of that crazy stuff. But, like I said, I was young. I had some fun. But if you do this a lot, every week, you go out with your friends and you guys start tripping on, DMT or LSD, it can really, really, really do irreparable damage to your pineal. Unlike marijuana, which is just an inhibitor, you could smoke, you could go through a phase in your life where you're smoking weed every day for years on end, and then when you decide to finally quit, you can actually, cure all the sludge that gets built up. It's going to take time, of course, but you can heal that. You can get rid of it and be perfectly normal. With heavier psychedelics, you can cause irreparable damage to your pineal and to other energy centers in your head and glands as well, and also just your whole mental state. It can really screw you up. So I don't recommend doing this stuff. I really don't. Especially the more you wake up, you can see for yourself. Like, I don't, it's like people talk about, oh my gosh, I saw this and that, I was tripping on, LSD or whatever. It's like, hey, when you're really awake and aware, you can literally see all that for yourself, being completely sober, because you're engaging your metaphysical abilities. So that's that. Now, I do also want to mention the crown chakra, going back to marijuana. The crown chakra is actually, the crown can be split up into three sections: the lower crown, the middle crown, and the upper crown. The lower crown talks to the hypothalamus and the pineal gland. The middle crown is also connected to that, but it's like a disc, right? It's like a disc, and it passes right through your pineal, right through your hypothalamus. Also, your scanner, which is remote viewing, and the upper crown has to do with the rest of your kundalini or your spirit, flowing out into that filter. The middle crown is where I want to focus at, because the middle crown is like a lens. That disc is like a lens, and it helps you see with clarity. It helps you have that high definition clarity when you're meditating. All of a sudden you see, eyeballs in your face or a big head. How clear you can see that depends on how crisp and clean this lens is. And when you're smoking weed as well, you also affect not only the pineal, but you put sludge on that lens. So I wanted to mention that as well. So that's partly also why it affects your vision. Okay, and so that's drugs. Now I want to talk about food, nutrition. Now, before I speak of this, I want to mention I am not a nutritionist, but I'll just give you good general advice here on what you guys could put in your body to really help you out physically, mentally, and also with your metaphysical abilities. So you want to eat clean. You really, that's so important. You really want to eat good. And I'm not talking about spending a bunch of money going to, Whole Foods. I don't like that store, by the way. To me, Whole Foods is like, that old whole paycheck, that saying. But Whole Foods is like the glamorization of nature, if you will. It's like the Hollywoodization of food, right? It's like, And it's really just marketing. It's really all it is. So you can get good food. Obviously you got to know how to cook, and you have to. It's a lifestyle. But if you commit to it, you can have really good benefits. So you got to eat clean. Don't eat processed foods. Don't eat stuff with so much chemicals. Eat simple, basic ingredients that are good and yummy and delicious and good for your body and very nutritious. That's one thing. Also, vitamins. You can take vitamins, stuff you can buy online, over the counter, etc. Multivitamins that are really, really good for you, especially for the pineal gland. It'll help grow your pineal, help grow other glands in your brain, and help you see clearer. And a couple of these I want to name off right now. One is lecithin. Lecithin is amazing. But when you get lecithin, make sure to get the sunflower lecithin. And I'll show you what I take right here. Sunflower lecithin is really good. Don't get the soy, get the sunflower one. This is my advice. N-acetyltyrosine, also very good. I buy these on Amazon. And you can buy them online. You go to your health food store. You can buy them there too. N-acetyltyrosine, it helps you focus. It helps grow certain glands, and you could just take one, and it's really, really good for your brain. It's good for both sunflower lecithin and N-acetyltyrosine are both good for brain function, and your metaphysical abilities in your brain as well. Helps you grow your glands. And last but not least, I like to take a really good multivitamin. A good multivitamin is just overall, right? Good overall health, but also helps grow your body, helps your body grow, and helps everything. And I take the Source of Life. It's not cheap. This is expensive. It's like 50 some bucks a bottle, and it lasts 2 months, and you got to buy another one. This was the recommendations that I got from a friend and mentor, Jay, JSX, and they've helped me out tremendously. So, the vitamins are good. Eating good is good. Don't stay away from the drugs, And I get it. Some people need to, smoke marijuana. It helps calm their mind. They may take a puff or two before they go to sleep to help them sleep. I get that. It's just hard, it can affect you. So I would just say, be careful with it. Last but not least, I highly recommend using a non-fluoride toothpaste. It's not talked about a lot, but actually it is. Anything can work. Charcoal, activated charcoal, sodium bicarbonate, which is just baking soda. That's what we call it in the States. Or any other natural kind of homeopathic toothpaste. Anything but that fluoride stuff. Fluoride is just absolutely insane. Stay away from that, and it'll help it won't just help your pineal, it'll help everything out. That's the food we eat and what we put in our body. That's what calcifies the pineal gland. That's what, the more natural you eat, the more that stuff goes away. So, and that's pretty much it. And do all that, and you'll start, and you work on your abilities, and you'll start seeing more and more clearly. The pineal is a very powerful tool. You can do so much with it. It's not just for seeing, but it's primarily it has to do with images and understanding and telepathy and astral projection. When you astral project to somebody or somewhere or whatever, you go somewhere as your spirit. You go out through the pineal. You go out. Oh yeah, that's right. One last thing. If you do, if you have smoked a lot of weed or something in the past and you have that sludge on built up, use the stone citrine. Citrine is a very cleansing stone. The energy in that stone will actually clear out your middle crown kind of lens, your pineal. It'll clean it. It'll clean that sludge that you get built up from smoking a lot of weed or something. Pair citrine, the energy in citrine, pair that with a lapis. Whether the citrine is heat treated or not, it's okay. It'll both work. Pair that with lapis, and boom, good deal. So those are my tips on how to detoxify the pineal gland and how to cleanse it, and clear it so you can start seeing clearly better, start having more vivid dreams, etc. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'm probably missing something, but you know, with you make these videos, you never know until you're done, and then you're like, oh shoot, I should have said that, you know. Anyway, so I'm gonna continue on this hike here, but this view of Lake Tahoe, absolutely stunning. I mean, I'll do more panoramic shots here and show you guys this, but I mean, it's just, you know, I came out here 2 weeks ago. Actually, I was out in Reno 2 weeks ago talking about, you know, going out to nature, and I'm back again. You're in Tahoe, perfect time. It's snow-capped mountains, and it's still a little bit cold, but you know what? It's perfect because snow's melting, hiking trails are opening up, and it's really, really nice to get out right now. So this is prime time, Northern California, you know, time to go out and get out into nature. So anyway, guys, thanks, and I'll see you soon. Guys, this view is just something else. You got these big rocks right here, and just in the backdrop of the snow-capped mountains. Holy crap! So gorgeous. Sand Harbor Beach in Lake Tahoe. Sorry, it's really windy. It's kind of hard to talk.